I'd like to call to order this regular council meeting of the Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores. First item is declarations of pecuniary interest. I'll ask anybody if they have a pecuniary interest, anything on the agenda. Seeing none, of course, you can declare any time if you need to. First item is adoption of the minutes, and I have a motion moved by Councillor Matheson, seconded by Councillor Myatt, that Council adopt the minutes of the special council meeting and the regular council meeting of March 23rd, 2015 as presented. Questions or comments to the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Oops. Next, I have a motion moved by Neil Minaj, seconded by Diane Huber, that Council note and file the Committee of the Whole minutes of March 23rd, 2015. Questions or comments to those minutes? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. And that then moves us on. Okay, sorry. That moves us on to reports of the Committee of the Whole. First is a public notice report from March 23rd, 2015, and it has been moved by Vice Deputy Mayor Huber, seconded by Councillor Minaj, that Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores adopts the public notice report dated March 23rd, 2015, recommending that Council of the Corporation of the Town of Saugeen Shores approve the municipal budget for the year 2015 as follows. Operating and reserves expenditures, $23,225,226. Revenue, $13,314,712 for a total municipal taxation for operating reserves of $9,910,514. Capital expenditures, $5,639,350. Capital revenues, $4,421,729 for total municipal taxation for capital of $1,217,621. The total 2015 budget, therefore, will have expenditures of $28,864,576, revenues of $17,736,441 for a total municipal taxation of $11,128,135. That the Town of Saugeen Shores tax levy be set at $11,128,135 to finance the operating and pre-approved capital budgets of the municipality for the year 2015. This levy includes growth of $217,814 or 2.08% and a levy increase of $440,933 or 4.21% for a total levy increase of $658,747. That the tax levy bylaw establishing the 2015 tax rates be considered by Council. Questions or comments? All. Oh, well, thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Yeah, really? Okay, next is the General Government Report, dated March 23rd, 2015, moved by Councillor Myatt, seconded by Councillor Grace. That Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores adopts the General Government Report, dated March 23rd, 2015, recommending the following. That the matrix containing criteria, weighting, and scoring descriptions for initial evaluation of the project list identified by Council be reviewed, and that an agenda be established for a second facilitated planning session, including Council and the senior management team on April 20th to discuss the public service bargain identified in the David Siegel orientation presentation, the results of the evaluation of the identified strategic priorities for the upcoming term and beyond based on the application of the scoring matrix, and 2, that Council express its support for the application filed by Bruce Power to the Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission for renewal of its reactor operating license, and that the Mayor participate in the hearing as an intervener in order to make a submission in support of the application on behalf of the municipality. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Next is Environmental Services and Transportation Report, March 23rd, 2015, and I have a motion moved by Councillor Minaj, seconded by Vice Deputy Mayor Huber, that the Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores adopts the Environmental Services Report dated March 23rd, 2015, recommending that Council authorize a temporary partial exemption to the fee and charges bylaw for water and sewer rates for homeowners requesting relief related to frozen water services based on the program outlined in the staff report dated March 23rd, 2015. Vice Deputy Mayor Huber.
Thank you. I hope, Larry, you can answer this question. The running water situation was lifted on Friday, I believe, Friday afternoon. So can we anticipate a report perhaps at the next council meeting about how we'll follow through on this?
Follow through in terms of?
The actual amounts of the exemptions and the dates, and just to set the parameters so it can go out to the public and how we're going to communicate, that sort of thing.
I believe the communication process will commence tomorrow morning. There'll be a survey online that people can fill out, and I think staff have sorted that out. And I think the Director of Public Works indicated that in terms of the report on the fiscal impacts of this, it would come with your mid-year financial information, June or July.
So is the anticipated exemption then, just basically the annual or the average rate, and there'll be a total, like, just go back to that rate?
If I recall how the program is structured correctly, it will not deal with the capital charge. It will deal with consumption only, and will take last year's average for the period of time and compare it with this year's average for the period of time.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Rich.
If a member of council is interested in taking advantage of that program, is that a pecuniary interest?
We can't advise you on that. We can't advise you on your pecuniary interests, no. I will point out I've had some communications from members of the public with some confusion about whether this has started yet or when they can apply and how they can apply. So there's going to be a bit of a launch to this thing where we say now here it's live and you can go on and do these things, and we're going to push that a bit in the press now, starting now.
I hope the goal is tomorrow morning.
Okay, excellent. Further questions or comments? All in favor? Next is Community Services, Parks and Recreation Report, March 23rd, 2015. It's been moved by Councillor Rich, seconded by Councillor Matheson, that Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores adopts the Community Services, Parks and Recreation Report dated March 23rd, 2015, recommending that the fees outlined in the facility rental policy be waived and municipal facilities be provided at no cost in instances where groups are booking for events for the benefit of the Saugeen Memorial Hospital Foundation until such time as the foundation has completed their current capital fundraising campaign for the renovation to the hospital. Questions or comments? Vice Deputy Mayor Huber.
I will be voting against this. I think it's wrong of us to make a blanket waiver. I believe that the foundation is extremely close to reaching their goal. I also believe that this is being triggered by one particular event that we would have, I believe, welcomed the conversation about that one event. To make it across any number of events, I just don't believe that that's a good plan for us to waive fees in that way. But thank you.
Thank you. Further questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Next is a report of municipal officers and committees. Striking Committee Report, April 7, 2015, and it has been moved by Vice Deputy Mayor Huber, seconded by Councillor Minaj, that Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores approves the Striking Committee Report dated April 7, 2015, recommending that Deputy Mayor Luc Charbonneau and Councillor John Rich be appointed to the pool working group. Questions or comments?
Quick question.
Yep. Councillor Myatt.
I support the recommendation. Whether I missed the report or not, but the striking committee for the other committees that we've approved, when will we receive word about which committees we've been appointed to, or did I miss something?
No, you haven't, Linda?
It'll be at the first meeting in May.
Further questions? Councillor Minaj.
Is it the intention of the pool working group, in terms of reference to offer an opportunity for other members of council to go before the working group and give opinion?
The way that staff saw this process unfolding simply was an initial meeting with the consulting team, and we were going to let them go away and objectively review the information that has historically been prepared. We frankly were not looking for an opportunity for debate at that level or input or comments from the public and so on. We wanted that to happen in this forum here when the report from staff came forward. If that helps.
I think that the intention of the working group, which is a group advising staff, is to review the work of this consultant and ensure that it is reasonable. And then, but all debate on the issue, as has been pointed out by the mayor many times, all debate on this issue with regard to a final decision will take place at this table and will involve all members of council. So we're talking about a double check on staff's and the consultant's review of existing documents, but the working group will not be creating new recommendations or inventing new approaches. Councillor Grace.
Thank you. So does that mean that the working group or staff will not be considering any new information?
I think our objective is to review all the information that we have on file, be it new or not. We aren't going to put blinkers on if that's what you're asking.
Specifically asking about the information that I shared with you and council about the presentation that I saw at the Parks and Recreation Conference regarding the City of London's project, and it sounds as though from your description that something like that wouldn't be considered in this review. And it seems like, to me, it's a shame that if you have a working group that you're not actually looking for more information as well.
Staff are aware of the information.
Thanks.
Excellent. Further questions or comments? The Striking Committee report? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. All right, that moves us on to bylaws. First bylaw, it has been moved by Councillor Grace, seconded by Councillor Mayette, that bylaw 28, 2015, being a bylaw to amend bylaw 96, 2014, being the fees and charges bylaw for the town of Saugeen Shores, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 13th day of April 2015. Questions or comments? Vice Deputy Mayor Huber.
I don't know if perhaps this might be a friendly amendment. I have an issue with the use of waste management user fee as the description. The reason why I have an issue with that is because when we refer to users with water and sewer, they're people who are actually using water and sewer. So quite frankly, as you know, the owner of a vacant piece of property, I'm not a waste management user. So it's the language that we've got elsewhere in the bylaw. Users are actually, very tangibly using something, and that's not the case here. So I don't know how, because I wouldn't want that to become an issue later on.
Larry?
The suggestion might be a waste management fixed fee, because that describes property.
Is there any change required at this point to accommodate that?
Double checking, we're just talking about that in that one chart where it shows up. Yeah, I would have it proposed as a motion then.
Yeah. Waste management fee? All right, well, Vice Deputy Mayor Huber, do you have a motion? Okay, we have a motion that the chart in the bylaw refer to the a waste management fixed fee instead of a waste management user fee. Do I have a seconder for that? That's seconded by Councillor Minaj. Are there any questions or comments? And all in favor of the amendment? Opposed, if any? Guys not paying attention? Good, okay, cool. I don't know what happened, but anyway, that's fine, that's carried. So, the bylaw is now amended. All right. So, yeah, all in favor of the original question? Opposed? Yeah, okay, that's carried. something real interesting happening over on the north side of the council chambers. Okay. I have I have a motion moved by Councillor Myatt, seconded by Councillor Matheson, that bylaw 29, 2015, being a bylaw to authorize a site plan agreement with 1675422 Ontario Limited, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 13th day of April 2015. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? It's carried. Up next, I have a motion moved by Councillor Rich, seconded by Councillor Matheson, that the bylaw 30, 2015, being a bylaw to authorize the entering into of a lease agreement with the Saugeen Shores Lawn Bowling Club, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 13th day of April 2015. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Next, we have a motion moved by Councillor Myatt, seconded by Councillor Matheson, that bylaw 31, 2015, being a bylaw to authorize the entering into of an agreement with Saugeen Shores Chamber of Commerce, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 13th day of April 2015. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Next, I have a motion moved by Councillor Matheson, seconded by Councillor Myatt, that bylaw 32, 2015, being a bylaw to authorize the entering into of lease agreements with the Saugeen Shores Chamber of Commerce. Is that the same one? Oh, lease agreement, sorry. Saugeen Shores Chamber of Commerce is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 13th day of April 2015. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Next, I have a motion moved by Councillor Dave Myatt, seconded by Councillor Grace, that bylaw 33, 2015, being a bylaw to amend zoning bylaw number 75, 2006, being the comprehensive zoning bylaw for the town of Saugeen Shores, by Michael and Jessica Tucker for lands described as 181 Concession 14, town of Saugeen Shores, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 13th day of April 2015. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? I have a motion moved by Councillor Dave Myatt, seconded by Councillor Grace, that bylaw 34, 2015, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores, is hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed and sealed this 13th day of April 2015. All in favor? Carried. And finally, I have a motion moved by Councillor Menage, seconded by Vice Deputy Mayor Huber, that this regular council meeting of April 13th, 2015 hereby adjourns at 11:43 p.m. All in favor? Don't congratulate me yet. Carried. Thank you all very much.